Yeah, 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 yo. Anyway, just passes by lots with the times of the top portion of these 30 by time state. Just passes by lots. Lift up the lamps rise up, the lamps are rising on themselves, to ignite, to spark, the pintle yid, and the Mashiach b'fnim, and the Moshe b'fnim, mamash b'fnim. So one kuchu bichu chulu chulu chulu. Am Yisrael Bashem says Am Yisrael and kuchu bichu chulu chad chulu chulu chulu. And now Pasha Shalach. This was the Indian Pasha Shalach. So the Rebbe is talking what was the sin of the spies. That if b'derech klal, you don't expect miracles to happen necessarily chulu chulu chulu. But if things don't happen the right way, then the second of our Rebbe, I think Shmuel. Then you have to expect miracles from Kuchi Birkos. Then Yagulish Nabizmitis Aren and Nisim and Niflaot. It says Mitzrayim Chulu Chulu Chulu. Meaning, they said, they had big grapes. enough. They had big grapes, they got big balls, we got big balls too, at least Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg does. What the inyan? That kuchabichu akol yichol. Just because they have big grapes and big this and they're huge. The David and Goliath and Moshe ben Goigen and Moigig. When you wait kuchabichu akol yichol. That inyan kosh akol yichol. So I was just someone gave me a biscuit staka. We had good Farbi Baruch Hashem yesterday, but this is the time for Farbis right now. By the way, Simcha, like I said in my previous year, Simcha, Avodas Hashem. And Peter Muktoris, Aaron Akon would run to give the Peter Muktoris to stop the Megay for to read the Tzaros and Am Yisrael. What was the other one? Simcha. Peter Muktoris to serve Hashem Yisbarach. Africa. Okay, whatever. I'll get the third one later because yeah. So Inyan Simcha is the Inyan. Inyan. What's my holiness? That inyan, that the whole inyan, So the guy at the store asked me, what he asked me, he said, how you doing? Everybody's asking, how you holding up? So I said, what was it? I said, something? I said, look, we need the only thing that's gonna bring shalom, they're gonna fight because they don't care about your mama, your safta, they don't care about nobody, man. But what do they do care about? What do they do care about? They care about Kuchabichu, Allah. I mean, the only way between peace and Jews, and peace between Jews and everything, that would be the priest of the nation, the world, based on Midrash HaShlishi, Karbanos, Karnim, Leviim, and give them to give Karbanos. The Kohanim give Karbanos on behalf of the Muslims, and not then the Muslims, like I believe was saying, the Navi talks about, not only they're not going to fight you, they'll come and protect you, they'll give the life for you. Why they give the life? Because now you're serving Kuchabichu. And this, we already know, we see this in what's the greatest thing in the Muslim world is in Mecca, the stone that Avraham Avinu touched, and they come to bow down to Kuchabichu Yom V'Layla in Mecca. A billion of them come to Mecca, if you're sitting and you this dimyonot and this dimyonot and this bullshit and that bullshit, so you have war forever. But if we wake up, we wake up and understand the reality that we're here to serve Hashem Yisbarach. And the whole purpose of the world is to bow down to Kuchabi, to serve Hashem Yisbarach, and to give the Karbanos and Peter Maktoiris, and Kohanim L'Mishem, Beis Machus David, Machus Tachtoin, then the whole world won't be any enemies, and not only won't be any enemies, your enemies will turn to be your protectors and friends. So I forgot the third thing in my previous year. I completely forgot it. But the main things right now, Simcha Poet, they wrote, Simcha Teitzel V'Sham Tuvalun. It's what brings the Gula. Farbi parties after parties, VIP exclusivity, Behuda Shef Simcha Sham Tuvalav. I guess also just to be calm, in this kind of situation. How many people, have heart attacks and get injured running to the Maklat. So you have to remember just to stay calm and cool, I was saying a story. I wrote to my sister, whatever, I said, there was a Rav in the Holocaust, who said every bullet has its address, Muna B'tachon Kuchabriku, and he walked calmly through the war zone in the Holocaust. And I think he didn't make it, but at least he died calm, No need to put more suffering in the Torah, already suffering, the Fachol B'Simcha. Like I told my sister, say go to the hotel because there's not enough protection space in Tel Aviv, and God protect us all. But I said, at least you can make a l'chaim while you're sitting, while you're waiting, meet some new people, chulu, chulu. Chulu, chulu, chulu. Das ist die Inyan, verstehst du die Inyan? God bless Kol Am Yisrael. God bless all the Gomser Hashem, so Shisha Tepu, La Beis Midish Kanim Levi Yemshim, Beis Machas Dav Kabonis Ketoris, Bikum Lachem Poim, Menar Kol Yim Beis Midish Chulu, Chulu, Chulu. Amen, Amen, Amen. Kol Am Yisrael, Amen, Kenya Otzana, Amen, Tzal Peace and love and peace. Yichei HaMelech, Yichei HaMalkah, Chulu, Chulu, Chulu. Echaim v'livach v'levach, and we all be zorchet to Beis Midish Ashlishi. Here's my wine, another one, another gives my gulaska. God bless Kol Am Yisrael, V'chadamech Alam Boyre, Priya Gofen. Yeah, man. God bless Mashiach here now. God bless. Amen.